Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. Welcome to another edition of Wild Eye Wednesday. Now, today I'm going to be taking a look at Red Spring. But before I get into my review, I wanted to take the time to thank Wild Eye for sending me this copy to review for you guys. They have an awesome company. I'm going to leave the links for their YouTube channel and their official website in the description box below. They are definitely where it's at with independent horror. Now, Red Spring is a 2017 film which runs approximately 104 minutes and is written and directed by Jeff Sinasak. Now, the only thing I could find on him was a couple episodes of television. This stars Jeff Sinasak as Ray. Now, he starred in the films Code 8, The Control, and a bunch of TV. This also stars Alyssa White as Vicky. She was in Haphead, and she also did some TV. And Adam Cronheim as Eric. He did The Battery and Tex Montana Will Survive. Now, as you guys will know from listening to my channel, The Battery is one of my favorite independent films of all time. Now, this had a gross of $4,394 worldwide, and it is a Canadian film. It was shot mostly in Kincardine, Ontario. I don't know why I have trouble saying that name. Okay, this is the last one I watched out of the batch that they sent to me. I started this film, got about 15 minutes into it, and I just wasn't in the mood. I don't know why. I guess I wasn't in the mood for this type of film, but I am glad that I took it out, gave it some time, and then started it over because I actually really enjoyed this film. Now, this film has a very simple premise. Basically, it's the end of the world, and vampires have overtaken almost the entire population. So, what you have is a small band of survivors that are fleeing the vampires and trying to get somewhere to hole up to, just survive. As they're on the road, because the best time to travel, of course, is in the daytime. Now, they can come out in the day, but they have to stay in the shadows. But the best time to travel, of course, is in the daytime. And this, I believe it's about 5 or 6 people that are in this van, are traveling close to night because they had to get out of a city in a hurry because basically the vampire population are mostly in the cities and towns because that's where the food supply is. Now, as they're traveling, they have someone following them on a motorcycle. It turns out to be a human woman who they help and they take in. Lucky for them because she is on the way to her dad's place, which is in Kincardine, where most of this film is actually filmed. Now, of course, her father, before all this, was a kind of like a survival nut. So he had a kind of a bomb shelter made. So they go to the house, they get some food because, of course, food for them is fairly scarce as well. They get to the house, and she shows them the bomb shelter where they're able to hole up because it is, of course, a majority of it is underground. There are lead lined walls to keep the odor out because apparently vampires have a heightened sense of smell and can track them that way. So, what you basically have for the rest of the film is the survivors trying to adapt to their new environment, which is an underground bunker, and trying to avoid the vampires. That's about where I'm going to end with this. There is definitely more to this story, but I don't want to give the entire thing away. This is a very, very low budget film that doesn't feel like a low budget film. if that makes any sense. Whoever did it actually, I think they used the budget in the right place. There wasn't a whole lot of CGI gore, which I'm definitely in favor of. And whoever did the special effects, I meant to look it up, but I actually forgot. They did one heck of a job because it looks very realistic. The cities look abandoned. The vampires basically put roadblocks in the way of cars. Of course, they have strength, I guess, but they put roadblocks of cars and cities so that they can basically trap their food when it comes through the city. And it just looks very realistic. Now, of course, a majority of the movie takes place in the underground bunker, which is also pretty cool. It's stocked with food and water and a place for them to, it has like a generator for lights and stuff like that. So, they're not out of trouble completely, but, it's a good place for them to interact with each other, which drives the rest of the film. This is a definite recommendation. Like I said, it's very low budget, but if you can get past that, it's a vampire apocalyptic film. If I do have a con, and you can see it on the back here, is the way the vampires were designed. They were kind of mediocrely, the makeup was kind of, I would say, standard for a vampire film of this nature. But other than that, I had a really good time with it. So, definitely seek this one out. I don't think it's been released yet, and if it has, it hasn't made it to the stores yet, but keep an eye out for it. I think you may like this one. And once again, another thank you to Wild Eye for sending me this. If you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.